if these things don't happen at the pace that I think they should, I'm still moving with grace and with elegance and with class, and knowing that what I want, like what's for me is for me. And is it me? Am I the villain? Is it me? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Taylor B Beauty, and this video is going to be a life update video. So I'm going to be doing my makeup, but it's really more of like a life update because I have not done a sit down video in a while, and this video is going to give you all of the information on why I haven't filmed. And I've got a new fire in my belly and I am going to be filming, putting out content for you guys. This is November. I'm going to be I really want to do Vlogmas next month, so I'm going to be preparing for that this month. I really want to try to put up at least 2 to 3 videos. These types of videos are going to be sit down videos, vlogs, tutorials, all of that type of stuff. But this video right now is going to be a life update type of situation. So I'm going to kind of walk you guys through damn near almost the last year of my life. It has been crazy, crazy, crazy. So I just want to jump right in, get started. If you guys have any questions on what makeup I'm using, all of that will be listed in the description bar below. So I won't really be touching on what I'm putting on my face. I'm just going to kind of be doing my makeup and talking to you guys and whatnot. So without further ado, I'm just going to jump right into the video. Okay, so I'm just going to put my hair up out of my face a little bit. My hair is a big thing too because I don't think I've filmed a sit down video since I've dyed my hair back black. All right, so my life is crazy. All right, y'all, where do we start? I'm actually filming this on Halloween, so it is October 31st. Okay, so wow. All right. I uploaded a vlog in September. I went to Atlanta. I'm going to talk about that a little bit. And then before that was a sit down video 8 months ago. So I've got a lot to talk about. So February, I turned 25, hot dog. I can't even believe I turned 25. Like, it feels like I'm still a teenager. Honestly, truly, like I feel like a teenager in my body. But then I would just be doing adult stuff. Like I go to work every day, you know. So life is crazy. Okay, so I turned 25. I feel like at 25, you should, like, I don't know. I feel like some people turn 25 and they're like, yeah, great, I'm 25. Life is great, whatnot, what have you. For me, life is great. I'm blessed. I'm highly favored. God is always on my side. But I feel like I should be a little bit more, I feel like I should have accomplished a little bit more than I have at my current age, if you get what I'm saying. So, and I don't know, it's just my own thing because I've gone to school, I live on my own, I am an adult, like I have a car, I have everything that, you know, they say that you should do, okay? When you grow up, you want to grow up, you want to have your own stuff, you want to live on your own, you want to pay all your own bills and whatnot. But they don't talk about the things that you want that you haven't accomplished yet, you know? So I wanted to have my channel be further along than it is. I wanted to maybe have a house by now. Like, I live in an apartment. I've been living in Pittsburgh for the last 7 years of my life because I'm from Philly. If you don't know this, I'm from Philly. I moved to Pittsburgh to go to college at Pitt, and I just stayed here. So I came here in 2014. It has been 7 years since I moved to Pittsburgh. And all of my friends and my family are like, why haven't you come back to Philly yet? Blah, 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 blah. And I feel like it is, I don't know, like I feel like Pittsburgh has become my safe space. And I mean that literally, and I mean that figuratively. So I mean that literally because Philadelphia is just dangerous right now, okay? The crime in Philadelphia right now is just crazy. Women and children are being murdered in these streets, honestly, and like you would used to say like, oh, women aren't in that life, blah blah blah, but men really just don't care. Like people just don't care anymore, and women are being murdered. And I don't want to be murdered. I want to get my family out of Philly. Like I don't want to go back to Philly. I want to get out of Philly. I want all my family, my friends, everybody to be out of Philly, you know? So that is why I have not gone, well, like it's part of the reason why I have not gone back to Philly. But I feel like if I go back to Philly, I want to be able to move back to Philly and move into the suburbs, which is not really that much better. But I want to be able to move out of the city. I want to, like, I just have goals that I haven't completely accomplished just yet. And that makes me feel some type of way because I'm 25. Like I thought that at 27, like I said that I used to say this, like by 27, I wanted to have kids. I wanted to be married. I wanted to be a successful whatever I wanted to be, because I never really knew what I wanted to be when I grew up. Like I honestly wanted to just be making money. And that is why I feel like entrepreneurship and like YouTube or just being like a social media like influencer or whatever is honestly the direction that I want to end up going in, because right now I am a teacher and I love the children. I love teaching. I love being that person in their lives, but being a teacher is not where I want to be forever. And at 25, I thought that, like, when I started my channel, I was 18. I have been very inconsistent. Like, I know that. And I love you guys for subscribing to my channel, no matter how you found my channel, subscribing to my channel, following me, keep following me, and all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. And I want to do more, but, like, life just kind of gets in the way of it. And I don't want to be the person that lets life get in the way. I want to take life by its bootstraps or whatever and like make life for all intents and purposes. So at 25, I didn't feel like I had accomplished that, but now I realized, and then, oh, so that's so crazy how life is at 25, or back in February when I turned 25, I was feeling a little blue about it or whatever. So anyway, blah 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 blah. If you don't know, my grandfather, my pop turned 102 in May. So from February to May, my family was planning this big family gathering in Atlantic City. So me, Marshall, my cousin, my mom, my aunt, like everybody was gonna get together and go to Atlantic City for my pop-pop's birthday. Okay, so real quick, I'm using my good sis Kathryn Bedell's lashes. These are the Kathryn collection. I will leave her channel, or not her channel, her website down below. I am using the style Charlotte. These are like really in your face, bam, dramatic, but she has a whole bunch of lashes to look from. They're very affordable. Love them. Love my good sis Kathryn. We were planning a big 102 birthday celebration. Coincidentally, Marshall and my pop-pop have the same birthday. So we were like, let's go to Atlantic City. Let's have a great weekend, or really a week. We were spending the entire week in Atlantic City for my pop-pop's birthday. So I come to Philly because, you know, obviously my family lives in Philly. The day was that I went to Philly. May 20th, May 21st maybe, was a Friday. Went to Philly. We decided to go to the mall, King of Prussia, and I get a call from my aunt. So we're gonna go, so this is Friday or Saturday, I think it was Friday, and we're gonna go to Atlantic City on Sunday and spend Sunday to Friday, the next Friday in Atlantic City. So yeah, so we get a call, I get a call from my aunt who lives in Atlanta, and who's on my dad's side, who says that Friday, or Saturday, whatever, I think it was Friday, who says, hey, I'm in Philly. She lives in Atlanta, mind you. She's like, hey, I'm in Philly. She doesn't know that my mom and coincidentally that aunt actually has the same birthday as my pop-up and Marshall too, but whatever. So she doesn't even know that we're in Philly, or I'm in Philly. Get a call from my aunt. She says, hey, I'm in Philly. Your dad, which is my dad, which is her brother, had a stroke, and it doesn't look good. Come to Philly if you can, because it doesn't look good, and we have to make a decision on whether or not to basically take him off of life support, because he was on a ventilator. He was on I don't really want to get, you know, YouTubers always like, oh, I don't want to get emotional. I don't want to get emotional. He was on ventilators and life support and all of these things, and basically if they take him off, we would have to decide whether or not to take him off of the assisted living ventilators or whatever, and send him either to a facility where he will remain like that indefinitely, or to take him off of the ventilators and have him, you know, pass away. So I don't have the best relationship with my dad. I mean, we were like okay, but we didn't really, you know, talk as much as we should. So my aunt says you might want to come down here because we're making the decision on Monday. So I'm like, oh snaps, I'm already actually in Philly. My mom talked to my aunt also, and like we all figured out that I'm in Philly anyway. We're going to Atlantic City for Papa's birthday. I decide to go see my dad. Evidently he can only have one visitor a day, and well, whatever, I don't know what the hospital tells me. He's in Bryn Mawr Hospital, and the hospital tells me that he can only have one visitor a day, and that it's from, I don't know, whatever, 12 to 7 or whatever. I get to the hospital. My dad is unresponsive or whatever. He is basically in a coma. Like, I don't even remember what they were saying it was. I don't even know, but he was unresponsive. So I went in there. I spent a couple hours with him. I spoke to the nurse, who gave me a lot of information. And basically, if you care about the quality of life that your family member would have, the assisted living situation was not any kind of quality of life. So basically he would be better off. And I know, like, I don't know my dad that well, but I know him well enough to know that he wouldn't want to live in that type of situation. So basically they decided to take him off of the assisted living situation. So I was able to go see him a couple times before they did that, and remember that, like, the whole reason that I'm in town, like, in general, is for my pop-up's birthday. So I had no idea that this was gonna happen. No idea that my dad had even, like, I knew that he had a stroke that prior, like, October, I think, or August or something, he had a stroke. But I didn't know. Then we go, and he hadn't actually passed away yet at that point, so I just knew that he was going to pass away. We go to Atlantic City for my pop-up's birthday. We had a really, really great time. It was family. It was fun. We had a really big dinner for my pop-up's birthday. We ended up going, like, for Marshall's birthday, we went to the gun range. We did, like, go-karts. Like, we had a really great time. Family, fun, all of that stuff. That was end of May. So May 31st, I get the news that my dad ended up passing away, and that was really hard for me because I just felt, like, personally, I just felt unfulfilled, like, kind of like my dad died before we could really build a strong relationship, or, you know, I don't know, anything. So that was like rough or whatever. That was May 31st. So right, like, and I didn't even have any time to like heal from that or anything, because I ended up like, I was off that whole week anyway. So I ended up going back to work June 1st, and that, like, you know, whatever. So June 1st to June 30th, I'm just, you know, bopping through the motions, thinking about my dad, thinking about, you know, my whole life. You know, like, just the fact that you lose a parent. When you lose a parent, if you haven't lost a parent, it was hard. I hadn't really thought about how it was going to affect me, because, you know, my family, like, when he had that first stroke, I didn't really take it seriously, like, as well as I should have, because it was a bad stroke, and I just didn't really know, because I didn't really talk to him as much or whatever. So I'm just thinking about that, you know, grieving, you know, silently, because also a lot of my family wasn't really, like, for lack of a better word, they didn't really like my dad. They weren't fond of my dad. That is the vibe that I got, basically, pretty much. And it's hard as a child. Wow, I'm 25. And that's the crazy part too. Like I was saying, I feel like I'm a lot younger. It's hard as an adult, or I'm sure it's got to be hard as a child too, to feel this way. Like, I want to feel like I could talk to my mom or talk to anybody really about it. But it was hard because the people in my life didn't feel the same way that I felt. So I felt like I didn't want to bring it up. Like, I didn't want to talk about it. Like, I didn't want to make it be a bigger deal than it was. And that is, I don't know, that's hard to come to grips with also, when you feel like you can't really talk to anybody about it. And then, honestly, I felt like I couldn't talk to my own family, my own friends, who honestly didn't even know my dad. But because I made such a, like, growing up, my friends, I was always mad that, like, my dad was a deadbeat or whatever. And it's just hard to have those feelings of him being a deadbeat, but also having the feelings of, damn, he's dead. And, you know, that's sad. So I didn't really feel comfortable talking to anybody about it. And if you knew me, you knew that my pop was a really big part of my life. So during the month of June, I'm dealing with that, with my dad's passing. July 1st, I get the news that my pop had passed away. And when I freaking tell you that was one of the most, or that was the most crushing thing I had ever had to deal with. And my dad passing was, like, saddening, but it wasn't one of the most crushing things in my life, you know? So my pop passing was shocking to me also. And you know what's crazy is, like, he's 102, so it shouldn't have been shocking, right? Like, I was blessed to have 25 years with him. He was blessed to have 102 years of life. But damn, you know, we were all just in Atlantic City. There was nothing wrong with him. Also, like, he was very healthy, but he did have asthma. So he ended up passing of not an asthma attack, but just, like, difficulty breathing, and his heart just stopped. So my uncle had taken him to the hospital, like, 911, they call it 911 or whatever, because he was having difficulty breathing. And because of COVID, you can't really just hang out in the hospital. So they sent my uncle away, and they said that, you know, when it was ready for him to come pick him up, that they will call him or whatever. So my uncle got home, and then they called him back within the hour and said, hey, you should come back to the hospital. And my uncle was like, what? Why? And they're like, well, we can't even really discuss it over the phone, but you really should just get back to the hospital. So, and this is all at like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. So lo and behold, my pop-pop had passed away. And that was it. So at that moment, I'm still dealing with my pop-pop, with my dad passing, and now my pop-pop has passed. And we had we were not prepared for it, you know? So within a week, and then it's so crazy, is my mom's birthday and my aunt's birthday is July 8th. So all during, from July, his funeral was July 9th. And from July 1st to July 9th, it just felt like, I don't know, a whirlwind. We had to figure out what we were, where we were going to bury him, because he was an Army vet. And he wanted to have, the National Guard sing him, a flute song or whatever. He wanted all the good stuff. All the feels for an Army vet. He was in World War II. He was a sergeant. And he was honorably discharged after his time in service. So he wanted to have, all the hoots and hollers. And I wanted that for him. And because I am, my mom is the oldest child, his oldest child. And I am very, a go-getter, And I had, I'm like, oh, well, we should have him buried here. We should do this. Felt like I was really part of the planning process. And it was hard because I'm dealing with my pop-pop and my dad basically at the same time. 30 days difference is nothing in the grand scheme of things. So that was hard, So we're dealing with that. My mom and my aunt basically were like, it doesn't even feel like a birthday. It really doesn't. Pop-pop being gone is crazy, So we ended up having a nice funeral and everything. We had a nice, time together with family and friends. My brother lives in Atlanta, so he came to Philly. That was July 1st or July 9th. Today is October 31st, and it still feels like yesterday. It feels like no time has passed. It feels like life is in a freaking standstill. Because of that, I have not been filming. I have not been doing much of anything. I ended up going to Atlanta. I went to visit my friend went with me, but I ended up visiting family, my aunts and stuff. I got lunch with them, my cousin. And that was a nice time. You saw my vlog. I was able to separate myself from all the pain that I had been feeling. But it's different. You can separate yourself and take yourself out of the situation, but you're still feeling those things. And I'm still feeling the pain of losing my pop-pop, and that's hard. And I want to highlight the fact that a lot of people have lost family members this year throughout the pandemic, and it's got to be hard. And then turn around and my great aunt has passed away now also. Who is she? She's my mom's cousin, sister. So, my mom. Now I'm trying to get acclimated again with life, and it's hard. But I'm up for the challenge. I'm up for getting back to me, getting back to the person that I want to be, getting to be me, finding the 25-year-old me. And when my dad passed away, when my papa passed away, I realized how short life is. My dad passed away, he was 67. His birthday is actually this month, November. And 67 is not that old if you think about it, And life is short. And my papa got to live to be 102 years old. And that is a long life, But you know, at 25, my whole, like what I was feeling in February of feeling, you know, not unaccomplished or whatever, so what I feel now is I'm 25, I'm healthy, I'm happy as I can be, you know, I'm still young, and I want everyone to realize that at 25 you think you know everything, but you don't. And when real stuff happens, you have to realize that, you know, what you thought at one point is you can think something completely different. And I know now that I'm educated, I have my degree, I've gone to college, I've done school, I've done all these things, and I'm getting there, you know. And if I'm not married by 27, I definitely don't want kids by 27. But if these things don't happen at the pace that I think they should, I'm still moving with grace and with elegance and with class, and knowing that what I want, like what's for me is for me, and it doesn't matter when it happens. Like hopefully it happens tomorrow, but it doesn't have to happen tomorrow. Like it can happen, you know, when it should, if that makes sense. So yes, I suffered 2 like mind-numbing losses, like basically, but I feel like I got a new life. Like I feel like I've been reinvigorated maybe. Like I don't know, but if it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. But I feel like taking these deaths that really meant, like these people who really meant a lot to me, I was able to find a new outlook on life, and I appreciate that, and I love that about myself, that I was able to basically roll with the punches, you know. And I don't know. So now that I've gotten that out of the way, that's kind of been like my life update. It's been a hard couple 6 months or whatever, but I'm ready to start brand new. So if you haven't noticed, I've dyed my hair back black. I have this like filming studio type of situation, and I'm ready to start filming, y'all. I'm ready to get back out there. I'm ready to be, now that we got that out of the way, have y'all heard, did y'all hear Carisha or Young Miami's new new song called Rap Freaks, y'all? To be 100% honest, I'm not a huge City Girls fan. Like I like them, they're cool and all, but in general, like not a huge City Girls fan. But that song was so freaking funny. Like it was hilarious. Is it me? Am I the villain? Is it me? And I just was not expecting that song from her. Like there's nothing about that song that makes me want to play it, you know. What made me start cracking up was, what is her name? Megan Thee Stallion was cracking up, y'all. Like she was cracking up at the song. And well, no, what she was cracking up, what she says she was cracking up about was the fact that Carisha rhymed roaches with buenas noches. And that is like comedy gold. Like it's comedy. But anyway, not feeling that. I am looking forward, very much looking forward to Summer Walker's new album that comes out in, when does it come out? Comes out Friday the 5th. So I'm almost counting down to the song because, I mean to the album, because I love Summer Walker. All right, y'all, so I'm going to fix myself up a little bit and close out this video. All right, everybody, so I put on my jewelry. I clipped in some hair extensions. If you're interested in seeing how I clip in those hair extensions, that video is coming very soon. I want to thank you guys for rocking out with me. I love you guys so, so much. On a brighter note, I am going to be having more videos going up, more vlogs. I want to do Vlogmas. I just have so many ideas for my channel. I have so many ideas for the person that I want to be. I hope you guys have goals for yourselves. Let me know in the comments down below, if you could accomplish one thing in your whole life, what would that one thing be? My thing that I will accomplish, I want to I want people to be proud of me. I want to feel like I made my family proud. I don't know. I just want to be, I want to be someone that others can be proud of. And I don't even know if that's what my dream will be in 6 months, but right now that's the type of time I want. I want to be the best version of me that I can be, or a better version of myself. Like, if you think I'm good now, wait till I can be that much better, you know? I love you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe to my channel, all of that good stuff. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video.